If you're someone that is into sewing or making your own clothes, at some point you would have encountered the word interfacing. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about that, what exactly it is, the different types, and the different weights that are available on the market. If you'd like to find out more about this, make sure to keep on watching. If you do enjoy this video, please share it with your sewing community, give this video a thumbs up, and click the subscribe button if you haven't joined the KDivas fam already. On this channel, we do everything about fashion design, sewing, fashion business tips, and the life of being a creative. So if you'd like to find out more about this, make sure to keep on watching. And with that being said, let's get straight into the video. I got introduced to interfacing pretty early on in my sewing and creative journey. I think my very first project, we actually used some interfacing. Now, what exactly is interfacing? This is a type of material that is typically used to add structure and stability to certain parts of a garment, like collar, waistband, your cuff, your placket. You know, those parts of the garment that you want to have a little bit of stiffness and stability as you wear it over time. The most common ones would have an adhesive layer on one side, so when you iron over it, that sort of like sticks to the fabric. Now, based on the characteristics of interfacing, there are actually 6 different types. I did not know this. I thought there were only 2, but apparently there are 6 when I was doing my research. Now, the first one that I have used over and over again is the fusible interfacing, and by the name it means that you can fuse this interfacing onto the wrong side of your fabric. Typically it would have like some kind of glue, which could be smooth or have a little bit of texture, and when you iron on the side that doesn't have glue against the wrong side of your fabric, the heat melts the glue, and that's what causes it to sort of like stick to your material, hence why it's called fusible interfacing. The second type of interfacing that you might have seen is the non-fusible one, and this option doesn't have any adhesive or glue, so you would actually have to go ahead and stitch your interfacing onto the wrong side of your fabric as you're putting everything together. There are different weights of this type of interfacing depending on the weight of your fabric, so it's always helpful to know what kind of material you want to use before you go ahead to shop for your interfacing. Woven interfacing is another one that you might have seen, and like the name goes, it is created like a woven fabric, so it has a lengthwise and a cross grain. With this type of interfacing, it's very important that you match the grain of the interfacing to the grain of your fabric, because if you don't match it, what would happen is after you attach the interfacing, you would see the garment warp and fall in a manner that doesn't look natural. This type of interfacing comes in different weights. It could be fusible or non-fusible as well. There is also the non-woven interfacing, and the way this type of interfacing is made is fibers are bonded in layers, and this type of interfacing typically looks or feels like paper. Because it doesn't have any length or cross grain, you can cut on any direction with your fabric. So I say you tend to use like more of this type of interfacing compared to the woven one, which requires you to actually match the grain of your fabric to the grain of the interfacing. Next up is knit interfacing, and like the name says, fibers are knitted together to create this interfacing, and I always recommend this option if your fabric has a little bit of stretch, because this interfacing has stretch as well. So if you're using a fabric like jersey, you want to gravitate towards the knit option rather than something that is woven or something that does not have stretch in it, because what will happen is if you use a non-stretch interfacing on a stretch fabric, it would actually prevent the fabric from stretching. It would keep the fabric kind of like locked in place. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping for your interfacing options, that if your fabric has stretch, try and reach for an interfacing that has stretch. If your fabric doesn't have stretch, you can go ahead and use the woven option or something that would make the fabric behave in the way that you want it to. The last type of interfacing is the double fusible. I think this was the one that I found and I was like, I did not know there was this type of interfacing. And basically it has glue on both sides of the fabric. So I think this would be a great type of interfacing to use if you want to actually fuse fabric on top and fabric under, and really give the fabric that you want to put on your garment a really nice structure and stability as well. Moving on to the different weights, there are actually three main weights of interfacing that you can find. You have the lightweight options that you can use for your silks, your chiffons, your satins. These are usually they're very light and very thin. And if your fabric has a little bit of more body, then you can gravitate towards the medium weight, which I say is the most common option you would find when you go into fabric shops. This you can use on your cottons, you can use on your jacquards, you can use on your fabrics that are more medium weights. However, if your project is one that requires, you know, something heavyweight or something stronger, then you can check out the heavier weight interfacing. But this you would use for projects like your hat, a bag, something that would really require the piece to stand like gengerege, if you know what I mean. This was a quick video to basically just talk you guys through what interfacing is, the different types, the different weights. It's something that I always recommend if you are doing projects where you want to really have like structure and shape to your garments, especially in the tailoring realm. So if you are creating a blazer, a shirt, a tailored pair of pants, a jacket, something that, especially around the collar, your waistband, you want that part of the garments to hold firm over time, please reach out for some interfacing. There are different types, there are different weights. So have a look through the options that they have in the shop. If you also ask the shop attendants, they're usually very helpful if you don't know what type of interfacing to get. Most interfacings come in black or in white. I really haven't seen other color options. So if your fabric is a lighter color, please use white interfacing. If you use black, it would make that part of the garment look really, really dark when you wear it. If your fabric is darker, you can use black or white depending on sort of like what you prefer. But black and white are like the two color options I've seen for any category of interfacing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a request I received from one of you guys on Instagram. If you did enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below for any other terms, any other tools or materials that you want us to make a dedicated video for, and we could possibly make that happen. Until my next video, have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.